What's going on, guys? Decoration Dude here, and today I have a really cool video on this 2006 Magic Power Heads Up Harry. I've been kind of after one of these for a while because I think, well, obviously he's the most common heads up because he's like the heads up Harry, but I thought it would look really good next to my witch, and I wasn't gonna go out of my way to get one, and I do have a story to tell with this because it's very frustrating, but a lot popped up on Facebook. And I know someone was commenting on one of my videos saying they saw it listed for $800 and like, oh, it's crazy you paid that much. I actually did not pay that much. I paid a lot less than that. I paid like $350 less than what they wanted. So, I mean, I'm glad I was able to negotiate it down because I was not going to pay $800 for all of it. And I'm glad no one paid $800 for all of it because it was definitely a scam. But by the way, whoever that was that commented that, I'm pretty sure you live pretty close to me, so that's pretty cool to know that there's another collector in the area. But anyways, so I went to go pick up the lot, and it was a pretty big lot. I made a post on a lot of the stuff I got, and like I said in another video, some of that stuff like the Dawn of the Dead and the demon and the gargoyle inflatable and the female zombie I did not get from this person. I got that from another guy like 2 days later, and he was super nice and he was really easy to work with. On the other hand, I drove about 45 minutes to go pick this guy up with all the other stuff, and they had like a haunted house inflatable, and they had like 8 or 9 tubs of stuff, and they also had like a smaller Jimmy life-size scarecrow. So I'm like, okay, I don't really want to pay like $500 for this either, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I really want that haunted house, and I'd like to have the Heads Up Harry too. And I'm pretty sure I can flip most of this stuff and make my money back, and then have a haunted house and a Harry. So I went to go get it, and like I pulled up to this shack, and these people were like really rough looking, and I was just kind of grossed out by like their whole living situation. It was dirty. It was not well taken care of. You could tell the people were not taking care of themselves, and everything reeked of smoke. Like they were heavy smokers and probably were doing other stuff too. But so I just kind of like I was kind of sketched out, so I just kind of quickly made the deal as quick as I could. I shouldn't have. I should have slowed down and looked at everything. It should have been a red flag to me, all the stuff that was going on. But I kind of threw it all in my truck and then went home. And I get it all out. The haunted house completely shot. Literally everything had its own issues. Everything was broken in some way. Nothing perfectly worked. And I even asked them before. I have screenshots of the whole chat. I screenshotted it all, and they're like, "Oh yeah, everything works. It's all good." No, everything was completely broken, and including this guy. This guy, out of everything, was probably in the best condition out of everything, which is, I guess, I'm glad because it's the second best thing in the lot. The first thing probably would have been that haunted house, but it was completely shot. And I even asked them when I was there. I'm like, "Does the haunted house work?" They're like, "Oh yeah, it works perfectly. We used it last year." Nope. There's no way I used it last year because I can tell just by the condition of it. It is in really rough shape. So yeah, I got scammed, unfortunately, and I contacted them. I'm like, "Hey, I want like a partial refund because you gave me your word that the stuff worked and it doesn't." And they said, "No, we're not going to give you a partial refund because we originally wanted 800 and we took some money off." And the reason they took some money off is because they ended up selling like two. They had a rare floating ghost and a beating heart animatronic, and they sold that to someone else for 100. So since they already made 100, they decided that they would go accept my offer because no one else was interested because they had it priced too high. I'm sorry if that's a little confusing, but like it's a long story. So yeah, I messaged them like I want a partial refund, and they said no, your partial refund we already gave it to you because we accepted your offer. I'm like, that's not how it works. We agreed on $500 for everything fully working, and then they kept trying to go on about no, we already gave you your money, and how that I'm trying to scam them because I pretty much sent them the offer of 500 when they wanted 800, and so uh, it gets kind of weird because they blocked me, and I couldn't message them, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't report them, I couldn't leave a review, and that frustrated me even more. So I asked one of my friends to go look at the profile, and on their profile, they actually posted a picture of my truck sitting on their driveway. For some reason, it just, I don't think it's gonna, like, I don't think it's doing anything. It's just, it worries me. It's weird. It's just weird to see your property on someone else's, profile and stuff. And they're like, oh, look at this nice truck in my driveway. It was really weird. It kind of freaked me out. It kind of freaks me out still. And I think the post is still up. And honestly, you just got to be really careful on Facebook Marketplace because there's some weirdos out there. Luckily, they didn't I don't think they're trying to scam anyone with it. I don't think they're trying to say it's their own truck and trying to sell it or anything. Or they didn't post my license plate. But I mean, even if they did, I don't really know what they could do with it. It's just the whole situation, like I said, it's really weird and I'm kind of freaked out by it. And then my friend told him that, hey, you need to give the guy that bought all the Halloween stuff some money back, or otherwise he's going to contact the authorities. And they said, good, let him contact the authorities because he scammed me out of $300. So I'm gonna contact the authorities about him. And if you guys know scammers, that's what they always do. They always try to turn the tables and be like, oh, I'm not the one scamming, I'm the one being scammed. And there's horrible people in this world, and it sucks. So it really does suck that I need to stop trusting people. I've told myself this. I need to stop trusting people like I do from Facebook, especially people that look like they did. I mean, they looked rough, but that's enough of me ranting about that whole thing. The whole situation really sucks, and I just thought I would share it with you guys so that, you don't make the same mistake that I did. You just have to be really careful when you're on Facebook Marketplace. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get into a review of this guy. Now, he was made in 2006 by Magic Power, and this was really what started all the Heads Up Harry stuff, I believe. I believe they started with Heads Up Harry, and it would make sense if they started with Heads Up Harry. But this led to so many different versions. They had the clown, the scarecrow, the witch, which I have. They have the Heads Up Harry chef. They have the groom. They have the face rippers. They have a whole bunch of stuff. And like I said, this guy did have an issue. His eyes were broken, and for some reason, I guess the sun must have been hitting this side more because this hand is sticky, and it's a different color. It's not the right color. You can tell it's kind of yellowed. But that's really the only issue. He fully works other than that. Luckily he does not smell like smoke because they had him stored in a tub. But yeah, here he is. He's fully working now. I had to take him apart and I replaced the belt for the eyes, and I had to glue his hands back on, and I know it doesn't look the best. I glued it and I let it sit overnight, and then the glue kind of started seeping out, so it doesn't look that good, but you can't notice it if you stand far back. Now, I have to give Magic Power some credit on this because they did a really good job with designing it. You don't have to cut the mask to get inside. You have to pull the hands off. You have to unscrew the mechanism on both sides, and you can just take the head off, and it has I don't know what you call it, but you can unplug the wires so you don't have to cut them, and the head just comes right off. And then the mask, you don't have to cut it. It already has seams that hide behind the hands, and so you just kind of pull those up and you can roll the mask back, and it's super easy to work on. So Magic Power did a great job with that, and that's something that Jimmy is kind of lacking with the props that have a mask like this, because I know on a lot of those you have to actually cut them open and it kind of ruins the whole mask. But other than the eyes not working, in the hand, he's in really good shape, and he's fully working now. So I'll go ahead and activate him. So unfortunately, I don't have the original adapter or his original box. Here's his base. Everything's in good condition. He is like a little faded, like I said, but it's nothing major. But yeah, there he is. It's a very cool prop, and I'm really happy that I have one now to go with my Heads Up Witch. And guys, I'm sorry that I ranted so long about, the whole Facebook Marketplace thing, but, like I said, it's really unfortunate, and I want you guys to learn from my mistakes and just be careful with Facebook Marketplace, because there's a lot of people out there that are out to get you and get your money. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and thanks for watching.